after discussing the latest hire to the Southeastern Conference, that being the crazy pirate and Mike Leach to Mississippi State, we're back from the break on the hottest show on the streets. When you think about, discuss, debate, conversate, have a dialogue on Crimson Tide football, that being, in my own words, the podcast with yours truly, Stephen Smith of Touchdown Alabama Magazine, as you are throwing that like, giving that like, that thumbs up, and subscribing to the show. As always, be sure to check out our good friends at whitwillsports.com, that being Title Towel, the rally towel with benefits for the avid Alabama sports fan. It's only $9.99, but it lasts a lifetime. So if you are to the core a Crimson Tide fan, you got to get your hands on the Title Towels. Wave them, twirl them, put them in the air, showing that support to Nick Saban and the Crimson Tide. Once again, you can get those going to whitwillsports.com today. Well, as we are back here from the break, a fan kind of pitched me this idea, and what's amazing is great content can come from anywhere. Even the passionate, inquisitive fans of Crimson Tide football. So if you have an idea, never be afraid to pitch your idea to me. I will definitely take it into consideration. So fan pitched me this idea of why not have a segment dedicating it to the Alabama running backs having success in the National Football League. And, first and foremost, can we just put some respect on the name Derrick Henry? Can we provide some validation, some value, some validity to the name Derrick Henry? Because he is the best back in the league right now, and he shows no signs of slowing down. And for the quote-unquote experts in terms of the NFL draft during the 2016 process, you guys just looked really dumb. You guys just looked really stupid within the 2016 draft process. The criticism that Henry was hit with, you're too big, you're too physical, your game will not translate well into the professional market, and all Henry has done is give the gracious middle finger to the analytics of the quote-unquote experts. In his 4 seasons coming out of the University of Alabama, the 2015 Heisman winner and college football playoff national champion, this season, the Titans showing him more trust, more responsibility, carrying that offense through him, and the big man at 6'3", 247 pounds, led the league in rushing, the rushing champion. By the end of the regular season, we're talking about 1,540 yards on the ground. Currently, though, 1,695 yards, 16 rushing touchdowns, leads the league in carries, and it's just ungodly, unholy. It's just unfair for a guy that big, that strong, that powerful to also have the speed, acceleration, change of direction, evasiveness, elusiveness. It is just unfair. It is unfair. Derrick Henry, 8 100-yard games this year. He has come so close to having 3 200-yard games. He does have 1, but he came so close to adding 2 more to his resume in back-to-back weeks. Last week in the AFC wildcard playoff game against Bill Belichick and the New England Patriots, he just pounded that defense. 34 carries, 182 yards, 1 touchdown, and the Titans getting a 20-13 win. And against the Baltimore Ravens on Saturday, a team coming in that had the number 1 rushing attack with Lamar Jackson and Mark Ingram, another former Tide standout and Heisman winner. All Henry did to that team was put up 30 carries for 195 and had a jump pass for a touchdown, channeling his inner Tim Tebow. But of course, Henry, the native Floridian and former 5-star, doing it with a little bit more style, a little bit more flair, becoming the first running back since 1987 to post a touchdown pass in a playoff game. Derrick Henry taking this team on his shoulders, putting it in. the AFC Championship Game for the first time since 2002. The last time that the Titans were in the AFC Title Game and won, you have to go back to the 1999 season. It had Steve McNair at quarterback, Eddie George at running back, Frank Wycheck at tight end. Head coach was Jeff Fisher. It won the AFC Title Game in 1999, got to the Super Bowl, unfortunately lost to the greatest show on turf, that being the St. Louis Rams. But this year's brand of Titans, or the 2019 season version of a Titans, I should say, looking to make that push to get to the Super Bowl. So Derrick Henry, put some respect on this young man's name, getting the job done, doing it big time for Alabama in the National Football League. And not just him, but, the trio of he, Mark Ingram, and Josh Jacobs having immense success. Despite the loss to the Titans, Mark Ingram, his third 1,000-yard season for his career, his first with the Baltimore Ravens. He brought leadership, he brought passion, he brought fun, he brought joy, and he brought a season where this was the most I have ever seen John Harbaugh smile for the Ravens. So big ups to Mark Ingram and Josh Jacobs, a guy that the Ravens took a chance on him in last year's draft. Back in April of 2019, took a chance on Josh Jacobs, 24th overall pick in the first round. Raiders football, very, very fun this year. Josh Jacobs becoming the first rookie back to have a 1,000-yard season in franchise history for the Silver and Black, and a guy that has big things to come in his future. And if Kenyon Drake would have gotten to the Arizona Cardinals sooner, we would be having him in this conversation as well. But just big ups to Derrick Henry, Mark Ingram, and Josh Jacobs. I know a lot of fans that rival University of Alabama, a lot of rival fan bases. When they look at the Crimson Tide in the NFL, they always look towards, well, the most consistent guy you guys have is Julio Jones. And while big fan of Julio, appreciate what Julio has done, there are tons of other players from the University of Alabama having success in the league, but this year was the year for the running back. So very proud of those guys, headlined by King Derrick Henry, getting that job done in his fourth season with the Tennessee Titans. Well, we're about to make a transition here into the next topic, but before we make that move, gotta give a shout out to our sponsors, Otoro Hibachi. You are craving absolutely delicious sushi, hibachi, and takeout. As I always say, let our friends at Otoro Hibachi treat you accordingly. They are conveniently located inside the University Mall food court in Tuscaloosa, Alabama. Delivery for them can also be found on Crimson2go and Waitr. When you walk in, just tell the good folks at Otoro Hibachi that the guys at Touchdown Alabama Magazine sent you. They have you covered. Once again, out of this world sushi, hibachi, and takeout. Check out our guys at Otoro Hibachi. They have you down packed. Well, we're making this transition here to on Monday night, the College Football Playoff National Championship Game between the LSU Tigers, Louisiana State University Tigers, and the Clemson Tigers of the ACC inside the Mercedes-Benz Superdome in New Orleans, Louisiana. As much as you, the Alabama faithful, you, the Crimson Tide fan, you hate both teams with a passion. You cannot stand both teams at all whatsoever. The question I have for you, which team is the lesser of two evils right now? Which would be the lesser of two evils between LSU and Clemson? Because to me, if I had to pick right now, as much as I cannot stand either team, when you look at whining Dabo Swinney versus Coach O, of whom you can't understand but every sixth word that comes out of his mouth, if you have to choose a team that's the lesser of two evils, I would have to, in silent, go with the LSU Tigers, and here's why. this is the one shot for Coach O to get a title. This is the one shot. I look at the 2019 version of LSU as the 2010 Auburn team that had Cam Newton at quarterback. It was the time where all the stars aligned in the cosmos. Everything came together. It was kind of the perfect storm, the team of destiny ordeal, and you just couldn't stop it. It's the same thing with LSU for the 2019 season, where LSU has always had great play on defense. It's always had strong running backs, exceptional wide receivers. The one thing it would always lack would be the play at quarterback, aside from the greatness that Jamarcus Russell provided in the early 2000s. LSU fans have always wondered, will we ever have that type of quarterback again? And of course, it got Joe Burrow coming in from Ohio State in the 2018 season, but things did not seem to gel. So Coach O says, you know what? Let's bring in this hotshot 30-year-old from the New Orleans Saints who worked with Drew Brees at being Joe Brady. Let's give him the keys to the car and see what can he do to help our offense. And Joe Brady has done a magnificent job. He's gotten all the pieces to flow right. Joe Burrow has had a phenomenal year. Heisman winner Clyde Edwards-Helaire has been great. Receivers led by Justin Jefferson have been next level. So everything has kind of fallen in place for the Tigers. And if there was ever a year for them to get a national championship, this would be the year, just due to, I don't see this happening again for LSU, especially after, Burrow leaves after the season. Joe Brady has been entertaining talks with the Carolina Panthers. Now, of course, the LSU Tigers have made an extension to keep him. Does he take the extension? There are reports that he has taken it, but other teams have made moves to try to get to Joe Brady. Burrow leaves after this year. Justin Jefferson leaves after this year. Other big-time offensive players could be hitting the NFL draft wave after this game. So this is the best year for the Tigers to capture a national championship for the state of Louisiana. If Clemson were to win this game, then you have to deal with an entire offseason of Dabo's king. He surpassed Nick Saban. He's the guy. He's the ultimate now. He's the man. It's Dabo. Gotta be him. He's greatly over Nick Saban now. He's won 3 of the last 4, back-to-back, got a dynasty going on here. He ended one decade with a title, started another decade with a title. You're going to have all the Clemson talk. All of the Clemson talk if the Tigers of the Atlantic Coast Conference win the national championship. So as much as you can't stand the Cookie Monster in Edo, it's kind of a lesser of two evils to look at LSU to win this title, just seeing how, this probably won't happen again for the Tigers. And at the same time, if they were to win it, you can look at it from this prism. One of 2 teams that gave the Tigers a push, made them sweat a little bit in the regular season, would have been the Alabama Crimson Tide, with Tua working with one ankle, as Alabama was able to make it a prize fight in the second half, only falling short 46-41, and LSU in its return home to Baton Rouge was giddy with glee, running down the lane, high-fiving fans because of the escape from Bryant-Denny Stadium, but I digress from that point. Tide fans, who would you have be the lesser of two evils to win this? Would you look at LSU or would you look at Clemson? Definitely want your thoughts on that. But speaking of being passionate Alabama football fans, folks, you got to check out touchdownalabama.com. You want the best in coverage, analysis, recruiting, all that. You got to look at touchdownalabama.com, Touchdown Alabama magazine, to get your fix. Check out the commercial as it plays right now. This is what you get when you hook up with Touchdown Alabama magazine.
Touchdown Alabama Magazine is Alabama football's premier publication. A subscription to Touchdown Alabama Magazine is the perfect gift for any Alabama fan. For exclusive news and information, recruiting updates, a free annual print magazine, and more, go to touchdownalabama.com and click join. Only $5.95 per month or pay $49.95 for a full year subscription. That's a saving of almost $22. Make sure to subscribe before it's too late and get our new freshly printed end of the year magazine issue. Go to touchdownalabama.com today and roll Tide.
Once again, comment your thoughts there. Are you feeling or are you cheering? Which would be the lesser of two evils to cheer for between Clemson and those LSU Tigers? We're going to go to our final break here on In My Own Words, the podcast. But before we do, as always, you check out our sponsor, STSFootwear.com, giving us the limited edition Roll Tide shoe. The detailing, woo! Look at the details. In the words of my boy Mark Ingram, look at the details on these shoes. You want to be the ultimate Crimson Tide fan. Find yourself pimp walking in these babies. The Roll Tide shoe, courtesy of our guys at STSFootwear.com. If you use the code term TDAlabama, you earn $15 off your next purchase. So definitely get you a pair of these shoes. You'll be very glad you did, courtesy of our guys at STSFootwear.com. As always, you download the Touchdown Alabama Magazine app via the iPhone App Store if you're rocking Team Apple, Google Play Store if you have the Android phone. The podcast options, as always, listed for you at the bottom of the screen. Also, check out Touchdown Alabama Magazine on YouTube. The site over 7,000 subscribers strong. Thanks to you, the fans. When we return from the break to wrap up the show, we look at the Alabama defense in terms of next season, and one position in particular, the secondary, how I could see the secondary shape out going into spring ball. Don't touch that dial, folks. You're listening to In My Own Words. What's up, college football fans? You can catch the hottest show in the streets, that being In My Own Words, the podcast, every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday. Subscribe to Touchdown Alabama Magazine for the best in Tide football.